So I remember at the end of second year of university, I really hit like a negative patch in my life. And when I look back on it, it wasn't like every day was like just utter pain or whatever, but I would say there were just a lot of things consistently that were going really badly, and that was quite significant. And it's times like that where it's not even that the things that are going on are going terribly, but it's just going really badly. But it's just everything that you're doing is not good. There's kind of something bad going on with it. This was kind of the experience I had for quite an extended period of time at university in second year. Like, I had poor health. I was living in like a really like messy room, stuff like that. I was wasting lots of time on social media, Instagram Reels, TikTok. I had a bad relationship, and I didn't respect myself. I wasn't really, yeah. There was just a lot of stuff that was kind of going wrong, and like I say, I want to emphasize like it wasn't like often when people talk about like a negative period in their life, they say like, oh, it was really bad, and they give it lots of emphasis. It wasn't even that it was so bad, but it was just there was so many things that were not going well for like quite an extended period of time, and it just, yeah, I really remember it being quite significant. Um, but anyway, the reason I'm talking about it is because I remember coming home from university and just thinking like I've got to sort myself out. Of course, like I've got to sort the shit out. I've got to take care of myself better. I started investing more in my appearance, what I wore. Um, I just started implementing a few good habits that just made me a bit more sort my life out, right? Start thinking, oh, actually, it's quite important to tidy your room. Um, and yeah, things got a lot better. And it's funny because it's interesting the relationship you have with your past self, because in a sense I actually look quite fondly at my past self, because I think, as I should, right? Because I think, I was young and like I didn't know as much as I know now. Um, and it's nice to be in a position, like whatever. But in another sense, I do feel angry at my past self because it was his fault that I experienced what I experienced. That was negative. Like, that was all down to me. And yeah, anyway, I remember moving into my a new house in my third year, and suddenly my life just started getting a lot better. Like, with the moves to this new house, I was taking care of my health. Like, I was eating well, I was exercising, I was waking up, at quite good times. I don't know, there was just all this great, all these great habits that I suddenly adopted. Um, anyway, I I thought a lot of that was down to like this kind of moment of clarity that I had and going like, oh god, I need to sort my life out, that kind of thing. And it definitely was, but I think I underestimated something very drastically, and that was just my living conditions um, that I was in. I feel like that had such a huge impact, because my second house at university, it was obviously we didn't keep it clean and whatever, but to begin with, it was quite dirty. It had bad circulation, like the air got very stuffy and dusty. You know, we had black molds, you know, all this kind of typical stuff. It wasn't a very nice kitchen area. Wasn't a lot of space. It was a shit house, right? And my third year house was absolutely lovely. Like, now I look back on it, it was really spacious. It was, you know, had a nice garden. It was clean. The air was kind of circulating, you know. It had a nice shower. That was huge. Like, it had a big proper shower that worked really well. That had good water pressure. And it's weird, like, you don't realise how important that stuff is until until you go without it, and then you go back to having it. Anyway, the reason why I've had this realisation is because I've moved now to this house in Oxford. And this house in Oxford is very similar to the house I had in second year. That was just very... It has a similar kind of feel in that it's like cheap and cheerful, right? Like, it's kind of quite... It's one of those sort of bottom end houses, because Oxford is an expensive place, and for whatever reason I wanted to keep my living expenses quite low, just because I thought, I know it's money I can spend on a travel video or something like that. And so I thought, yeah, just live quite cheaply, get this cheap house. It's like $450 a month, and yeah, so but it has the same kind of feel as the second year house. It's like, it's spacious, but like, it doesn't feel that nice, you know, to be here. Like, the people are lovely, like, that I live with. I mean, unfortunately they're all moving out, but really lovely bunch of people. And it has that kind of fun student house atmosphere for sure. But it is quite... I realised, like, it has that similar kind of air. And I see myself falling back on a lot of habits that I had in second year. That, I think a lot of it is just because of the house, you know, because it's got a nice garden, but like, you know, it's all a bit shit. It's got, you know, the shower doesn't really work. The downstairs toilet, when you flush it, it makes a really loud noise. You know, it's a bit cramped in the kitchen. It's a bit muggy. There's not good circulation. You know, there's just all these little things that actually have a huge impact on how you feel throughout the day. Just day to day, how it makes you feel. And yeah, I realised that, like, a lot of my bad habits that I had in second year, I think some of it was down to, like, you know, it was my own fault, whatever. And like, the fact that I had a sort of realisation of, like, oh, I just got to sort myself out, you know, whatever, helped a lot. But I do think that the way I'm living, a lot of it was just down to, like, it being a shit house, and the fact that you just couldn't have, like, a proper shower in just ever, you know. It was just all like, it's just little things like that. They just really, it really wears you down, you know. And yeah, I just see myself falling back into similar habits that I have in second year. And some of the, you know, like I said, there are other factors at play, you know. But I do think the house has something to do with it. Like, being in a slightly less good house, and I actually look back on it, I actually think maybe it would have been worth the investment to, like, spend more money to get a better living standard. Like, I remember I went to film a video in Milton Keynes, and when I went, I stayed at this I just found the cheapest hotel that I could find. It's like, yeah, I mean, maybe you guys are seeing a bit of a pattern in my spending habits here, but yeah, I wanted to find like just a cheap hotel, and the cheapest one I could find was like this Easy Hotel, which is like, you know, just like it's run by EasyJet, but it's a hotel kind of thing, and but you know it was £50 for a night, and all things considered, it wasn't too bad, and I remember like I had like an ensuite actually, and they had a shower in the ensuite, and I remember taking a shower, and it had like decent water pressure, and it could go to cold, so I could get a proper cold shower, and you know, it wasn't bugging out. And I just thought like, if the Easy Hotel, if the Easy Hotel shower that costs £50 per night in Milton Keynes is better than the shower in your own house, then that's a problem. You know, you don't you fucked up there. And yeah, like I said, I mean, I don't really know what to do about this, but yeah, there's definitely a wider problem here that I need to sort out. And it's not an excuse for me not to do all these other things, but fundamentally this is a big problem. So yeah, thank you for watching as always, guys. And I'm doing some coaching at the moment, so top link in the description. Check that out if you're interested, and apart from that, I'll see you in the next one.